Hello, Jane Cleland here. The question is, how do I calibrate plot twists with reader sophistication when some readers want to follow along with the detective and solve the crime, and others are just along for the ride? And I think the answer has to do with reader expectation per genre. If you are writing for readers who want to follow along with the detective, what you're talking about is a fair play mystery where the reader knows what the detective knows at the same time as the detective knows it and nothing else. That is what makes a puzzle. It's fair, and it allows the reader to exercise those little gray cells, as Hercule Poirot said, alongside the detective, who is often, but not always, an amateur sleuth. That's very different than if you're writing a thriller or a story with an unreliable narrator. Readers of those genres have different expectations. So how do you know? Well, it behooves you to read widely in your subgenre, if we're talking mysteries, or whatever genre you're working in the broader writing sense. Because if you read long-lasting exemplars and bestsellers, current bestsellers, you will begin to understand. You'll identify patterns. You'll understand what it is the authors are doing that appeals to a certain segment of the readership. That's what I do in my monthly webinars. I analyze exemplars, long-lasting bestsellers, current bestsellers, and I look for patterns of what the authors are doing that appeals to certain segments of the readers on all different kinds of topics having to do with the craft of writing. I hope you'll attend if you're not already. Go to janecleland.com/events and you'll find a listing. The bottom line of what we're talking about right now is that the issue of how frequently you plant plot twists and what comprises a good plot twist really has to do with genre and reader expectations in all genres, not just mystery. I could make this same point in literary nonfiction, in fantasy and horror, in literary fiction, as well, of course, as crime fiction.